Heh.
What up, YouTube land? We're back with more Majora's Mask. Let's do it. So we're going to do lots of things today. In glorious 60 frames per second.
16 by 9.
So
So I forgot a couple things from last setting, so we're just going to do some cleanup.
Could you literally imagine? I always wonder, I mean, obviously people practice a lot, you know, and run it over and over again, but like, how do you remember, like, where to get everything on 100%?
They just do it over. It's like muscle memory. It's not even like a thought process. It's literally just muscle memory.
Well, there's also weird ones, like, I was talking last time about, like, Final Fantasy VII 100% runs, and, like, a lot of the rules they have are, like, seems very arbitrary to me. But if the community generally decides that's okay, then it's okay. I mean, that makes sense.
So if you check the telescope twice, there's a Deku merchant that spawns, and you have to kind of like follow where he's going, sort of. You just basically, I don't even think you have to like, he goes in this hole right here. I don't think you visually have to see him do it, but you have to wait around enough until he actually goes in there. And then he sells you a heart piece.
Ha. Ha.
Hey, Skull Kid.
Eat back. Oh Lord, eat back.
So can we start the part off, question apart, I guess. Do you actually like summer? Or do you just like it because your memories of a kid, and it's the only time that you didn't have school? Because I hate summer. It's my least favorite season.
I think if somehow it was like school was off in spring, people would like it so much more. Honestly, it like truly makes more sense to like school to be off in the spring. Like summer, yeah, you can go to the beach and stuff, but there's a lot of days, at least where we live, where like I can't really take the kids outside till like later in the day, or if we do, it's like short periods. We can't be like, unless you're gonna do swimming, right? But it's like, let's go to the park. Like 20 minutes later, it's like, all right, it's really, really hot. We gotta go, or we're gonna overheat or whatever, you know? Whereas in the spring, I'm just saying, if you have to put on a light sweater or whatever, you can still go outside all day.
Especially now, the last 3 years have been the hottest recorded summers in history, so they're gonna have to, if things just keep coming this way, and the weather changes like this, we're gonna have to change things around.
I'd be okay with it. And the only reason people take vacations in the summer is because kids are off in the summer. If suddenly it became spring, I feel like people would be like, oh, we're going on vacation to wherever. You know,
yeah, who wants to go to, like, Disney World in Florida in summer? It's only because your kids are off.
I mean, people do it literally by the hundreds of thousands every day, and that's insane to me.
Me and Spencer get, like, really hot just because we're the most dramatic people ever conceived. But people that willingly go down in the middle of, like, August to Florida to go to Disney World, it's like, holy crap.
They are
I would literally die.
Yeah, it just, I don't know, it just does not seem worth it to me. I do like doing outside stuff. People might hear it and might be like, oh, you just, you know, inside all day, and it...
So, like I said last time, I got almost all the 5,000 rubies off screen. I'm just gonna top it off so we can see it on screen.
That's a lot.
You already saved up 5,000 rubies? Imagine if a bank ever said this. If you deposited so much money that they're like, we're not gonna take your money anymore. That's what the guy's saying. He will not take any deposits from us ever again. Unless, I don't know if you go under 5,000 if he accepts it again, but I don't think so.
Wow.
I guess if a little, like, 8-year-old kid, like, Link did it, I'd be like, what is happening?
Yeah, that's true. I don't think they would ever decline. I will say, if you went to a bank with, like, a ton of cash, and, like, you weren't a long-standing person there, like, if I just went to, like, a random bank and had, like, 100K and was like, I'd like to open an account and deposit this, there would definitely be checks. Like, they would definitely, like, be like, this is kind of sus, what's going on here? And I think there's a certain amount that they have to report. In fact, I know that for a fact. Because I had to do that one time with the store. I had to put in, like, I don't know, 5K cash or something like that many, many years ago. And they were like, oh, you got to fill out this extra paperwork and blah, blah, blah.
Interesting.
So, yeah, that's totally a thing. Like, I, already had an account there. And I'm sure if they know you there, they're like, oh, okay, yeah, we know this guy. Like, around here, like, Amish and Mennonite people only deal in cash. And, if they, like, sell their house, they're going to go to the bank to deposit, like, I don't know, $200,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
But you definitely have to, like, fill out stuff. I don't know if Amish don't have to follow those rules, because there's a lot of rules they just don't have to follow because reasons. But yeah. To answer Trevor's thing, it is kind of honestly a thing.
Sorry that I wasn't wearing my bunny hood, or I was wearing my bunny hood.
Why would
I'll take this more seriously.
Oh, he literally was like...
Yeah, he was like, take that silly thing off or whatever.
Yes, sir.
Actually, I think he says it's cute, but he's like, I have to take this seriously.
My God.
Yeah, the only thing about this is that you have to jump slash everything. And because of how targeting works, you have to, like, wait, like, half a second for you to, like, definitely be, like, centered. Because it's not automatic.
Yeah.
You can definitely see it when Link model, like, twitches.
Perfect.
Impressive. Thanks, Gramps.
And that's his heron, not a hat.
Oh my God, imagine.
One thing I think everyone should do, there should be a national day. Unfortunately, it would have to be a Monday through a Friday when it's not a national holiday. But there should be a day where everyone just goes to the bank and pulls out all their cash. All at the same time.
Yep.
And I'm sure the bank will have enough to be able to do that. Ding! My God. That wasn't mine, by the way.
Yeah, I put my notifications on max volume because I wear a set of noise-canceling headphones like 14 hours a day. It's the only way I can ever hear it.
Ding! But anyway, next Monday, go to the bank and pull out all your cash. And then the next person go out and pull all your cash. And then the next person do it.
Oh, by the way, one thing for this recomp is that there's a lot of, like, modability in terms of, you can set certain things to be, like, another version, and in the Japanese version of Majora's Mask, it still had the glitch of power crouch stab, but they fixed it for the English release. But I have a setting on where it restores power crouch stab for the English release, so that's why I can do it in this. If anyone that is super knowledgeable about this game is like, why are you crouch stabbing everything?
Yeah.
To me, Ocarina of Time Majora's Mask combat is power crouch stab, and playing without it is really weird. Even though it's a glitch.
It's over.
Alright, we're almost to content that isn't heart pieces.
But
the good thing is that at the end of... We'll see how far we get in this part. But we'll pretty much have like half the heart pieces already.
Oh, nice. There are certainly a lot of them. I mean, when there's only, 4 bosses.
Yeah. Although, some people say there's only 4 dungeons, but there's a lot of, like, pre-prep per dungeon. Like, unlocking it is, like, an ordeal.
It's almost
itself.
a thing in itself, yeah.
I wouldn't call it, like, a full dungeon, but I would call it, like, half a dungeon.
Yeah, whereas, as an example in Ocarina of Time, some of the dungeons you just, like, literally just walk in. Even though you have 5,000. What if you said yes? Do you just...
I think if you haggle down to 100 and then say no again, he'll be like, I'm not going to give you the heart piece now. And then you have to cycle reset.
But what if you say yes at 150?
I mean,
he sells it
to you. It's just,
okay.
You can haggle it down if you want.
That's cool. Bye.
Also, that guy was like, hey, you found my secret storage thing. If you be quiet about it, I'll sell you a heart piece. It reminds me of the joke in Ratchet and Clank 1, where you save the guy who has the boots, and it'll be like, oh, you saved me. I'll sell you the boots at cost. Wow.
Thanks.
I wish they didn't drop that LP, because that game's came out.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I think the biggest problem was that we had to play it on PS3 because they never I guess they maybe ported it on PS4, but I don't like buying digital games on PS4. And doing it on PS3 sucked.
Yeah, I don't play PS3 exclusives because the PS3 is a weird system, especially for recording.
Yeah.
And also, every multiplat of all time plays better on 360. Hence, playing Condemned 2 on 360 and playing Saw on 360.
Yeah, PS3 especially is a weird system because almost everything that's decent has been ported off of it. The multiplats play better on 360, and man, there's maybe 5 exclusives that are still on it that are worth playing today.
Like MGS.
MGS4, some.
Last of Us got ported.
Yeah.
40 times. No. Little Bubba.
Little Bubba.
He's cold. I guess the fairies have warmth. I mean, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it looks like they're cold too. What? Did you see that? He had the Majora's Mask on for a couple frames.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
I totally missed that.
I wonder if that's...
Pause and look back, folks.
I wonder if that's from the recomp or that's present in the original. This program's weird because I think I had to get Majora's Mask ROM for it to play, because if they had the assets of the game, they couldn't distribute it on the internet easily.
Yeah.
So I think this is an elaborate emulator just for this game.
I gotta be honest, Happy Mask Salesman. If you have something that's that valuable and that crazy, maybe don't just sleep out in the open. I don't know, man. Or pay someone to watch it.
I think the implication is that Skull Kid knocked him out, just like he knocked out Link in the beginning of this game.
Oh, that's true. Happy Mask guy, no.
Hi!
We did it, lads. I do not remember this at all.
It's just hard, please. You piece of crap.
I said no fun allowed.
I'm over here.
One single bat. Is Tingle a thing anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah? He's in...
Oh, in terms of modern games, I don't know.
The last one I remember him being in is, what, Wind Waker?
He had his own game on the DS that never left Japan. I've never played that game. I don't know anything about it.
Huh.
And then other than that, I have no idea.
It's kind of a little short run thing. No, frog! The most long, is it a mask or is it a heart piece? I kind of forget. Getting all those dang frogs.
Yeah, Don Garo heart piece is probably the most involved heart piece in the game.
That's one if you were not 100%ing, you'd be like, I'm fine.
Yeah, because you have to... you have to beat Snowhead Temple, because you have to have the land be unfrozen for the first frog to even spawn. You have to beat the mini-boss of the first temple, and then there's another frog mini-boss in the third temple that you have to beat. And then the other two are just random. There's actually one in this
That's what
stream.
I saw, yeah. What are these title deeds again?
They just, each one that you give over just unlocks a heart piece.
Oh, yeah, because you can fly up here now.
Yeah. And then we can, that was weird, we can exchange this swamp title deed for the Snowhead title deed. later.
Is that an item you keep, or does it go away after the...
It goes away when the cycle
I
resets.
kind of thought so.
We will be doing the first part of Snowhead, not today, but on the same cycle.
Ooh. Did you do Song of Slowing Time?
Yeah, if you ever see the bottom diamond blue, it's that's slow time.
Oh wow, I legitimately never knew that.
I don't need you, monkey.
No, it should be random. No.
That'd suck. That would suck if that was actually random.
Help me. How did anyone back in 1986 figure out the Lost Woods in Zelda 1? Legitimately.
Zelda 1 has a pretty big manual. Maybe it gives you hints there. I don't know. It was definitely the time of, like, you needed external help for a bunch of stuff.
How did anyone in 1988 figure out that you had to have the blue crystal equipped, and then you have to kneel in front of the water, and then you can go under the water?
I have one honest question. What were they contemplating?
I think that one's just as bad. The kneeling in front of the water in Castlevania 2 is just as bad as the infamous kneeling to get the
I think the water one's worse because you can see the platforms.
Tornadoes. Yeah.
You can see the platforms through the water, but you can't like touch it until you kneel, and then you're like panning the camera down. You're like manipulating the game in such a weird way.
It's Vegeta. He's kneeling. I kneel Castlevania 2.
I still haven't watched Daima. Have you watched it?
No. Is it English yet?
Oh yeah, right. You're dub boppy.
That's right, baby. Did anyone ever make a like remake or really, really good patch for Castlevania 2 and just call it Castlevania 2 the good version? Where like
there are so many ROM hacks and like fan games for stuff. I was watching Noah play like this weird Metroid 1 like roguelike, and it's like, man, there's so much weird crap nowadays.
It's true. It's constant.
Hey, monkey.
But I would be okay with what if you like did all this? I'm not saying this is a ton, but what if you got like a little further but didn't unlock the thing, and it was the third day? You didn't unlock the dungeon, and you're like, no, and you knew you had to return.
Most of these are designed for you to get a song that unlocks the dungeon, so you don't have to like do everything again. As long as you get the song, then you can just like reset and just skip everything.
Yeah, but what if you don't quite have that song?
You gotta do it again.
Shake my head.
Alright, so there's pros and cons to the time gimmick in this game. It does definitely lead to a lot of recycled and repetitive content. Thanks, Beb.
Hi, other sister.
I like how she's just a nose and eyes.
Whoa. I barely remember this.
You need to do this to get past the big octo.
Oh, right,
rock.
because it destroys it.
Yeah. You can't kill it.
Are you going to
with-
actually take pictures?
No. There is a picture contest, and it's actually kind of cool. You can solve it in two ways. You can either take a picture of the Deku King, or you can take a picture of Tingle, because Tingle is the picture master's son, and when he sees the picture, he gets all embarrassed, and he's like, don't tell anyone. And I'm definitely be doing that, because the flavor text is funny.
That's awesome. Sorry, boat.
And weirdly, the contests end the moment that you finish Woodfall Temple, which is just weird. So we actually have to, like, just quickly go back and do that. But at that point, we'll have Song of Soaring, so it's not a big deal.
On those weird Dekus.
Did you just transform into a Deku?
Hey, I'm very stupid.
Okay.
Instantly. I've been reading the Watchmen comic. Are you, like, even remotely familiar?
Barely. Like,
so,
sort of.
the one big blue guy, Dr. Manhattan, he essentially was... there was some sort of experiment that went wrong, and he became like pretty much an omnipotent being. Anyway, he has the ability to either essentially instant transmission himself or anyone else at pretty much any time without touching them. Because I know Goku, when he does it by like you can touch him or whatever, but it's like it's really funny because like. His girlfriend's having a argument with him, and he just like transports her outside, and I'm like, oh my god! Like he and like the thing with Dr. Manhattan is he's like above a human, so like he does not understand like humans like wants and needs, like you know, not just for her but for anybody. It's like, hey, I need to be around people, I need to be loved, I need to be, you know, heard and whatever. And he's like, I don't understand. I just science and logic and whatever. It's
oh, what the crap?
It's not logical, and it's just funny when like he tires of something and he just like sends them. I think he sends Rorschach, the guy who wears a mask. He sends him like across the city, and he could send him anywhere. He sends himself to Mars, you know what I mean? He just instant transmissions to Mars and whatever, and I'm like, pretty cool. It's also one of those, when you write a character like that, you have to be really, really, really,
yeah, because he's like close to like omnipotent.
Right, so you can't be like, you have to be very careful about what he can and what he can't do. And he's kind of like an early version of One Punch Man, if that makes sense. Because he could just kill every bad guy on Earth, and like, you know, do whatever he wants. But he doesn't see the logic.
Yeah, he's just like a weirdo.
Yeah. So the U.S. uses him as a secret weapon and is like, please kill all the communists, because it takes place in the 80s. It's like, please kill all the Russian communists, and he's like, why? And they're like, but they're bad. And he's like, what is bad? You know, like that kind of thing. And you're like, He's like, all you humans are the same to me. I just want science. And in a weird way, it's kind of like One Punch Man, except for One Punch Man is lazy.
Yeah, and he doesn't have like,
he doesn't have instant transmission or anything.
or like flying.
Yeah. But it's, like I said, in some ways. It's really hard to write a character where you're like, it's like Superman. Like, where you're like, hey, this character's named Superman, he's like amazing. Oh, but he has this one negative thing about him. And it's kryptonite, and you're like, oh, okay, I hope not every thing that happens to him involves kryptonite. Oh, wait, it does. Wow.
Yeah. And unfortunately, like, One Punch Man, because it's, like, sort of a joke, but they also want you to, like, take the characters in the story, like, sort of seriously, and there's so many characters, and you're just like, where's Saitama? I don't care about any of this. I don't even care about, like, Garo or whatever his name is. Genos, right. Garo is the, one of the more main, villains.
Genos is cool, but yeah,
he's fine.
That is the problem. It's kind of like DBZ, where, like, literally almost the entirety of DBZ is people going, where's Goku? And, you know, Goku's, like, dead or away or whatever, and they're like, we have to buy time until Goku's back, and it kind of feels like that for One Punch Man, where they're like, where's Saitama? And they show that he's, like, sleeping at home, and if Saitama just would have, like, not slept in, he would have killed the enemy in one punch, you know? But...
Holy crap, he hit me?
Watchmen's a cool book. Alan Moore, the guy who wrote it, I don't know if you ever saw a picture of him. He just like a big, white, fat, old, well, now he's old guy with like super long hair and beard who's like very pessimistic about literally every single thing in life ever. And that's one of those where he's pretty annoying to like even read about for 1 second, but you can like appreciate what he did, if that makes sense. He also has like a really low, gravelly voice, and you're like, alright, bud, it's not all that bad. He's like, yeah, it's the worst. You're like, okay. Deku pipes.
Did you see that George R.R. Martin has like a blog? I don't know if it's on Tumblr or something.
Tumblr? That's still. I thought that was down. Like I thought that was.
I think it still exists.
Huh.
I think it might actually be Tumblr. He's like one of the only people that still uses it.
Based.
But like recently, he's been like really like crashing out on people being like, "Sorry that I do stuff that isn't writing the book that I said we would be finished like years ago." And I sort of understand like why he's like sort of like because probably every single comment he gets in the world is like, "When are you gonna finish that book, you lazy slob?" But at the same time, like, where is the book, George?
I forget who I was talking to about this. Like I think it was just a customer. He could have came out and been like, you know what? Like 10 years ago, he'd be like, I'm not finishing it. Sorry, like I know this sucks, but I'm just not gonna finish it. You know, and people would have been bummed, and then they would have been like, eventually they'd have been like, okay. But the problem is he's been over for 10, 15 years, been like, it's coming, TM, it's coming, TM. And it's like, yeah, I think that's what makes people so angry. And also, like, at this point, people would be fine with him using a ghostwriter. A ghostwriter is just someone you, like, their job is to learn how you write, you tell them what to write, and then you go party, right? Like, that's how, like, celebrities can write books, you know, when it's like some random like actress writes a book. It's like, yeah, fat chance. Like,
I really like it when they
ghostwritten.
actually do write it, and it's like the most like vain, shallow, like fifth grader crap imaginable.
Right.
I think like Logan Paul actually wrote a book that like he wrote himself, and you can tell that he wrote it because it's like garbage.
Well, that's to be
And he
yeah.
just talks about like I met a girl, her boobs were big. It was awesome.
It was awesome. Based. But yeah, he could have just. No one would have like faulted him at that point. They would have been like, "Sure, you do your thing, whatever." But the fact that he's still like, "It's coming, I promise." By the way, there are 2 books. I just want to point that out. He has not finished the second to last one. There is one more that he hasn't even started, and he's like late 70s. Like, come on, get real.
It's not just late 70s. He's also extremely fat.
Yeah. But clearly what happened, I'm no huge Game of Thrones fan, but clearly what happened is the ending of the book was the same as the ending of the show, and the ending of the show was god-awful. So he panicked or got mad or butthurt or whatever and was like, well, if the fans don't like my ending, then they're never getting an ending. But that's clearly what happened. And he would be like, now! And it's like, whatever, dude. Just don't promise stuff you can't deliver on. That's all people care about.
Spencer promised he's making a sequel to his book in 1 year.
No! Oh my god, I'd actually die. Too bad a sequel's not possible because it's a cyclical story, so it's in itself as a sequel.
Tips for Laura.
Got him. That's exactly it. No, that was... Thank you for the Reddit gold, kind stranger. My next idea for a book, by the way, Julian will probably have to be, like, pretty old. Like, college. No, like, not a baby. It's, takes place in, the Chicago area in the 1920s. and it's told both through it's about a serial killer, and it's told through a variety of different proses, and each prose meaning like the writing styles, and each writing style symbolizes a different narrator. It's told through a bunch of reliable and unreliable narrators. And each writing style not only has a different writing style in prose, but it uses like physically different text and font and sizes and whatever. And the main character's daughter's missing, and his stuff is told through letters only, like correspondence only, which I'm totally stealing off of Bram Stoker's Dracula, which is told. I forget if it's 100% through correspondence, but it's a lot through correspondence. When the main character's talking about his trip to Dracula's castle. So obviously that is a pretty complicated story structure, so it would take me a million years. So I'm not promising it ever.
You should just
maybe when Julian's older.
You should generate a slop story from chat.
Oh Jesus Christ! I forgot that that's a thing. Since I finished, yeah. I guess I could have done that with mine and been like, hey, Meta AI, pretend you're schizophrenic and write a chapter about this thing. I literally bet it couldn't, like, ramble on and on, because we literally asked it that you said, like, write 5,000 words about how awesome I am, and it wrote, like, a page.
To be fair, that's Meta AI, and I think Meta AI is, like, one of the worst in the industry.
Oh, that's fair. Maybe, like, Grok or whatever would actually do it.
I don't think Grok would do anything. Like, Grok is, I think, more contextually aware, but it's mostly just, like, a stupid tweet bot that explains...
Oh, is that... Okay. Got it. Sorry, I don't follow that stuff at all. I think it's stupid as hell.
Did I not get Sargasaurian?
Oh, no.
Oh.
Are you screwed?
No, it's just kind of annoying. I can't believe I did that.
Are we cooked, chit chat?
I'm not sure how to get...
Can't you kill that thing and then, like...
Oh, yeah, right.
Me saving it.
I mean, it's annoying because I want to do a bunch of stuff and we have very limited time, and of course I do something that costs us a couple minutes, but... Whatever.
You didn't get the thing!
Oh, okay.
Isn't it right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I was actually like, I didn't say it out loud, but I was like, oh, that must be somebody does later. He's like, hey, bud, pull out, you stupid ocarina, you idiot.
It's definitely the